Hi, welcome to the Have a Go workshop. In this video we're going to be building a really cheap, quick and strong workbench out of 2x4 inch timber and some 3/4 inch sheet material that I had left over from a previous project. You'll need the following tools and materials for this project: a number of lengths of 2x4, planed timber stud work. 2x4 when planed usually comes out around 1.5 by 3.5 inches, so it's worth knowing this. You'll also need sheet materials for the bench top and shelf. I'm using OSB for the top and MDF for the shelf because I had this left over from a previous project. You'll need some 3-inch screws to fix the frame together and some 1.5-inch screws to fix the top to the frame. I also used the following tools. I had a tape measure, pencil, square, drill driver, mitre saw and a circular saw with a straight edge. So the first thing I do is lay out all my timber and measure and mark the legs and the long horizontals. I try and do all my measuring in one go because it saves me going backwards and forwards to the saw, so I get as much done as I can at this stage. Once I've measured everything, I move over to the mitre saw and cut everything out. I measure and mark a line 6 inches from the bottom of every leg. This is where the bottom rail will line up to. I can now lay out one side on the floor, getting it roughly square. I attach one screw to each corner to keep it from moving out of alignment, but allowing me to fine tune it to get it exactly square. I measure across the diagonals. I know it's perfectly square when the two measurements are exactly the same. Once I'm happy with it, I add another 3 screws to each corner. I now repeat this whole process to make the other side. I now measure and mark the 4 short horizontals which join the two sides together. I can now cut them out on my mitre saw. I start off by fixing the top rails to the two sides. I line them up and clamp them with some G-clamps. Put one screw in each corner for now. I can now stand it up the right way and get it roughly in line before I attach the bottom rails. I'll now attach the bottom rails only using one screw. I found it easier when I could clamp some scrap woods underneath, which gave the rail something to rest on before I fixed it. I can now get the bench square by measuring across the diagonals. When these two measurements are exactly the same, I can be confident that the bench is square. I then add another screw to each corner. Now I'm going to be adding a centre support for the top and the shelf. You don't necessarily have to do this, but because the leftover OSB board that I was using from a previous project is in 2 parts, I'm going to need this centre support to be able to screw it into. I now lay the OSB top on and attach it with the smaller screws. I then do the same for the MDF shelf, but I notch out each corner so it fits around the legs. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please visit www.haveagoworkshop.com for more details, pictures and plans of this build. Also, please subscribe to the channel. I aim to bring out a new video every week, so hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. I'd also love to hear from you, so please leave a comment for me below. So see you in the next video.